there is a right way and a incorrect way to parent children for their good. Um, uh, I used to observe years ago, even before I was a parent, some parents, it was a high number actually, um, they treated their children worse and their friends and associates at times, or they treated strangers better than the love that is of their life. And some sometimes parents struggle with that. I struggled in it. I got that. I got the struggle in adapting to becoming unselfish with my thoughts and my old behaviours, taking on the responsibility as a parent. It changes you, it completely changes you, but it can change you for the better. Um, and there's great value in adapting an attitude towards parenting as not blaming the children for how you feel. You know, children have been shortchanged, you know. They come into the world so, it kind of annoys me. We all come into the world so vulnerable and so innocent, um, so trustworthy, so accepting. And we get put with people that have been through tough times or have been through struggle. And not all, but generally, there's a high percentage of people that can't separate themselves from these newborn souls. They've been given the greatest responsibility to nurture and to take care of and to manage. Um, yeah, as Tina Turner said years ago in that song, like, what's love got to do with that? Like, where are the children going to be in 20 years past how you bring them up? What legacy are you going to implode on them? Because you are going to implode a legacy. You can't escape it. If you're gonna bring children into this world, be that biological children or somebody else's children, that you have the responsibility and the honour to have been given the experience of hopefully mentoring and well, you're going to mentor them anyway. Like, even if you think you're not mentoring them, you are. Even if you don't um, apply any of these principles, that has worked really well for me. And they work very well in so many other aspects also, not just parenting. But I can remember many times as a parent, I would struggle. Um, I found it hard to cope at times. It was frustrating. I had to deal with new things coming into my precious emotional life, and it was somewhat precious before I had kids. Um, yeah, teaching them the little things in life. Not to steal. That's not acceptable. Treating people with respect is paramount. Respecting yourself, making your bed each day, staying committed to finish projects, watching your own behaviour because they're going to duplicate you inside out. Have I carried on like a pork chop, or have I carried on with other people, or reacted, or disregarded laws and rules, and um, talking negative, not optimistic, pessimistic, victim. Um, but if I was optimistic and happy and positive and um, loving and caring and affectionate, they're gonna take that also. Whatever you are, they will take. It doesn't matter what it is, they will take anything because that is all they know. So if you bring a child up in an environment where there's no respect, there's no discipline, there's no guidelines as far as for their good, because in society that's what's going to be required on them in their life, exactly what was required on you. And maybe you didn't step up to the plate. I don't know. Maybe you didn't step up to the plate. You know, I haven't stepped up to the plate at time either. But everything that I indirectly seen for the future of my children, it was a better behaviour model than mine. The reasons why I did what I did as a parent most of the time was for their best. Yeah, there was times I overreacted. I'm human, and all parents are going to overreact, but they're such precious and beautiful, loving souls, fresh, beautiful kids that come into this world, and humans are beautiful too. Everyone's beautiful, but there's just something about the innocence of a child that will that so is crying for guidance and seeking direction. I used to wonder why I couldn't think of all the experiences that I had um, instantly in my mind, and all the travels I've done around the world and remembered everything and every event. And I knew that I experienced a hell of a lot of different situations. Um, but when uh, I have been interacting with my children and they ask questions, that's when it all comes to me. It's easy. That's why. Um, it's there to be used in that context, not my way. Like it was always there for the kids to take, and I would remember, and I do, and they ask me questions about the world and people, and I sit there and I tell them. Um, But yeah, there's certain behaviours that is paramount in my environment, and yeah, you know, taking accountability for themselves, but staying connected, like being loving towards other people, not being arrogant or thinking that they're better than other people or looking down to other people. Just teach them a lot of gratitude, a lot of respect, a lot of appreciation. Talk to them. Stay engaged. It's not the child's responsibility to stay engaged with the parent. It's the parent's responsibility to stay engaged with the child. And you can design their future behaviour by applying respectful approaches to other people and to the world in general and to their purpose here. Respect is huge. It's paramount. If a soul is to be at peace, doesn't matter who you are, gratitude and respect for yourself, for what you're doing here, for others. And there's another one which is the hardest, and that's imposing discipline. It's hard in the love stakes, be that children or other form of love, to impose hard rules. But you can impose hard rules if that's balanced with nice, nurturing love. Not confusing them, not going to extremes. But if it's balanced with you stay engaged with them, you stay connected to them, you listen to them, they're going to take responsibility. If they blame the world and blame this and blame that, pull them up. Say, no. That's you take accountability for that. It's your call. The more accountable we can make children, the better our worlds will be. The less accountable our children are, and through the way we bring them up, the less secure they will become. The more accountable they are, the less secure they will become. But in that less secure, there's confidence. We want to feel insecure. We want to get people to feel, what it's like to be out on a limb and be able to handle it. It's a good place to be. Feeling really rattled and handling it. Feeling out on a limb, and your heart's coming out of your butt and your mouth, and you're managing it, and you're walking through it, and you're cruising. It's important. It's important not to sugarcoat what's coming for children in their lives and thinking of them. Thinking how are they going to get on with other people? How are they going to progress through their professional life? How are they going to progress with an attitude that they acquired through you? Now that's responsibility. That's deep responsibility on the parents' part. How many parents can say they're completely responsible for the way they brought up their children? It's important to try and arrive at that because we are completely responsible for it. It's like any other responsibility we have in life. But unfortunately, where love is concerned, where emotions is concerned, at times there's no structure. But you're doing structure all the time. And most parents are naive to it. We parent when we don't even think that we're parenting. So it's very important to be aware as a parent of your own behaviour to your children. If you're angry, frustrated, annoyed, whatever, there's a lot of emotions you can feel. Talk to your kids about it. Show your kids you're human. Whatever you want, you want a nice relationship outside your children where it's, romantic and loving and caring and communicating. Well, so do they. That's exactly what children want. It's no different. They want the same thing. And when they get it, they're happy. When they don't get it, they're not happy because they haven't been nurtured. So parenting is a job. It's and it's a really, really enlightening job. There's so much growth in it. I've learnt over the years so much with parenting, and I love it. It's a great job. Treat the kids good. They're your priority. Don't be their friend. Be their parent. Keep finding the love within yourself. Keep searching. Like me, I'm still searching all the time. Don't give up the fight. Kids are really, really, really important. And we can all be really good parents. Just remember to separate your own emotions from what you're doing. Parenting's a job. Have a good day.